Hi, I'm Conrad Bueller. Now there is a better way to resolve loose or stripped transmission shift levers. In the past, if you wanted to remove this lever here, you had to take your primary off. This is on your 5-speed Evos and twin cams. Why? Because at the end of the transmission shaft, there isn't enough clearance between the inside primary case to get the old lever off and put a new one on. But now there's a better way. Let me explain the better lever repair process. Here's the tools that you'll need. You're going to need a 1/4 inch Allen or hex wrench. This takes the tightening bolt out of your stock lever. To put your better lever on, you're going to need this. It has two 3/16 inch Allen head bolts or hex head bolts, whatever you want to call them. You're going to use a rotary tool such as this Dremel to cut the old lever off. Make sure whatever you use, it has a speed control. This is a finesse operation. You want to have controllable power. You use a flex shaft to be able to get down in there, and the Dremel 420 cutting wheels. These are brown, as you can see, they're emery cutting wheels. And also the 540 cutting wheels. They're larger in diameter, in fact a little too large to work in there comfortably. Grind them down, like you see I've done here, on a piece of scrap metal to get it to a good working size. These are great for taking off lots of metal when you need to. You're also going to need your telescoping magnet. Right before that little piece is cut off, attach the magnet to it so that once you stick the screwdriver in there and pop it apart where you've made the cut, you don't have to worry about digging the small piece out of the bottom of the motor. There's a lot of nooks and crannies inside that motor assembly. You'll need a small wooden wedge, some red Loctite thread locker, high strength, number 271. If you're worried about touching areas around where you're working, mask it off with some duct tape. And you'll also need some good light. I usually do this out in the driveway. Just park the bike so the sun's shining down there. You get good light. If that's not ample, get you some auxiliary light. And that's all you need. You're ready to go. First thing is to remove the shift linkage. So let's do that. All right, you want to set that aside. Now the next step is to remove the tightening bolt off your stock lever. Here's where you use your 1/4 inch Allen wrench. If it's tight, don't be surprised. It's torqued to 18 to 25 foot-pounds. You might need to put a rod on the end of this to break it. But when you get that out, your lever will be able to move from side to side. Now we've got the tightening bolt out of the stock lever, and we want to see just how loose it is. This one's pretty loose, it's pretty stripped. Let's see if it'll lay down horizontally. If it'll fold over horizontally, then we're simply going to cut right across the top here. Yeah, this one will. All right, now we're going to cut the lever off. And as I mentioned, you use a rotary tool with a flex shaft. Now you've noticed that the wheel has ground down in size. When it gets smaller like this, you can go down there deeper with more confidence. If you touch the shaft a couple of times, don't worry about it, the better level of grip. But of course you want to avoid that. At this point, I'm going to put this wooden wedge in here. Now what this is going to do when you have your differential here is it'll force this up against the side of the differential. It'll make it easier for you to cut the rest of it off. Well, let's see if it'll pop apart yet. Nope, she needs some more cutting. Now that we've cut pretty deep on this, let's see if we can pop it apart with the screwdriver. It's pretty soft metal. You notice I put my magnet on a stick in there, and I've got it on a small piece. Yeah, here we go. There's your small part right there.